Welcome back. This is the Weekend Report. I'm Masachaba Kumalo. Longstanding Johannesburg venue, Kitchener's Carvery Bar, is closing after 15 years of service due to financial constraints. Housed in a building constructed in 1906 and infamously named after a colonial warlord, Kitchener's was known for its eclectic programming of comedy, DJs and live performances. And the bar is over 100 years old with all the original fittings and trimmings. When news of the bar's closure hit social media, posts capturing people's despair were punctuated by stories of just how much the venue meant to so many people of its past patrons. Now, joining me to discuss the significance of the venue is Mohau Memeza, the curator with Memories at Fanakalor Tours. Welcome to the program, and thank you so much for joining us, Mohau.
Thanks, Ms. Chava.
Tell us about the history of the building that houses Kitchener's Carvery Bar. How was it established?
Well, originally it was known as the Hansa Pine Hotel. It was built in 1898. And you must remember back then, you had Pretoria as the capital. So traveling between Bloemfontein and Pretoria, you needed some establishment whereby you could rest. And it was also at the beginning of the Anglo-Boer War. So a lot of British soldiers would find it as a place it was like a pub for them, and also used as a postal depot for postmen. Because you must remember, posts were transported via cotton, horse and cart. So yeah, that's basically its short history. Yeah.
That's very interesting. Who exactly was Lord Krishna, and why was the place named after him?
Well, as I mentioned, when it was built, I think in 1899, that was the beginning of the Anglo-Boer War. And Lord Krishna was a British lieutenant posted into South Africa. Obviously, you must remember during that time it was the imperialist wars. And one of his duties was containing the Afrikaners during that war. And at that same time, you had Sir Alfred Milner was posted. He was the commissioner in South Africa under the British. So they were basically, the thinkers behind that war. And the story then is that they met at what we now call as Kitchener's. Back then it was known as the Hansa Pine Hotel. At the very same, people who've been to Kitchener's, they know the famous bar with its velvet walls and stuff. So they met at this very same bar, and that's where they actually discussed the peace treaty, that was known as the Vereniging Peace Treaty. That was actually ending the war between the Boers and the English. And so that's then after that meeting, the owners then, to bestow that honor, they named the place after them. So the hotel is called the Milner's Park Hotel, and then the famous Kitchener's Carvery Bar pub, as we know it today, was named after Lord Krishna.
All right. And Mohau, what could you expect on a typical day at Kitchener's?
A lot, Ms. Chaba. I think, Kitchener's became a place of fest for many people, especially, and I'm talking 2009 when it started reviving to be what it was known by a lot of people. You'd find arts, you'd find music, poetry, fashion. It was a place of expression, During the day, you would bump into someone who's just having a meeting, en route to somewhere else. And then at night, it became this lively night space where people, came to enjoy themselves. Yeah, it played a lot of roles. You find students. You must remember it's situated in Bloemfontein, which is like a student location. So it really definitely had a lot of impact in terms of people who walked through the universities and other higher education institutions around Braamfontein.
Yeah, what are your personal favorite memories that you hold dear when it comes to Kitcheners and your experiences?
Oh, Ms. Chaba, I think, it's a lot. Kitcheners means a lot of people. I mean, a lot of things for a lot of people. I remember making friends. I met a lot of friends. This was a place, a heaven of expression, a home for the misfits. You walked into Kitcheners, there was no sense of judgment. You would find someone to match your character, your personality. It was just a place whereby you just walked in and you'd find your match, And also, it was also a boulevard of broken dreams because a lot of people probably didn't, it swayed them off the way. And yeah, my fondest memory, actually, was in 2018, a famous news interview. I'm sure you'd recall when our former president was resigning. It was the 15th of February. And a certain journalist decides to go and interview young people who are having fun and asking them about what do they think about the resignation of the president. And yeah, the responses were quite interesting and not meant for TV. So I think for me that was like one of the highlights about Kitcheners.